What's up guys, my name is Timbo, and Bungie has just revealed their next big expansion titled Forsaken, set to release September 4th. Obviously at this point in time there is still a lot of information unknown, unanswered, and unexplained. So I, and others I'm sure, still have many reservations. But at the same time, it's hard not to be at least a little bit excited. What was shown off at the reveal looked promising. Even if you hate Destiny, I don't think you can sit here and say this isn't a big step in the right direction. I'm aware that it's hard to take a horizontal or, God forbid, backward step at this point, but still. In this video, I'm not going to be going over all of the new changes. Instead, we're going to be looking at the impact on the game Forsaken can have overall. Unfortunately, I think for me, no matter what I say, there's going to be people that will be upset about it. There are people online who just make videos to hate on Destiny, call it garbage, get a ton of views, and stuff like that. I have never wanted to be looked at as someone like that. However, I think in some people's eyes I am, because most of my videos are critical of the game. I guess if your channel's most popular video is titled, "I'm done with Destiny 2, it's kind of inevitable. Not to mention my sarcastic humor doesn't really help. I've stressed time and time again, or at least tried to, that Destiny is a game I love. A game that I just want to see succeed. And the fact that after over 3 years it really hasn't, has always kind of fascinated me. In my opinion, Bungie is a developer that either really overthinks and overcomplicates things, or they just have a massive ego. There's no other explanation for it. The years of incompetence, giving players what they want, then completely changing the formula, it's been a non-stop cycle of 1 step forward, 2 steps back with them. And as good as Forsaken looks, this is no exception. Destiny has shown signs of greatness though, most notably for me around the time of the Taken King. That was squandered for the most part as Bungie couldn't keep that level of quality going, but the period was still there. Forsaken looks to be the new Taken King and reinvigorate the franchise to a spot where it should be. And you can really look at that as a good thing or a bad thing. From what I've seen, there are 2 sides to this whole situation, and I can see validity with both of them. The one being the overly positive side of things, where people see the Forsaken DLC announcement and think that all of a sudden Destiny 2 is saved and they're already forking over the $70 or however many dollars it is to get access to all the content. And then there's the other side who thinks that this looks cool, but Bungie will somehow find a way to screw it up. Or I've also seen a lot of people out there that are fine with the content, but are mad at the price. I think for me, I sit somewhere in the middle. I understand why people feel the way that they do, whether it be overly positive or overly negative. For me, I'm cautiously optimistic. Forsaken is Bungie's last chance. That's just the fact of the matter. For a lot of people out there, Destiny 2 Vanilla was Bungie's last chance. And even if you got to that point, you would have been giving Bungie a lot of chances. Many people out there like to look at Destiny 2 as a new IP, not Destiny the franchise year 4, which has personally never made any sense. It has always seemed like a cognitive dissonance excuse to me. But despite what you think, if you are watching this video, there's a very high chance you're at the very least considering buying Forsaken and is willing to give Bungie another shot at this. For the people that after this 9-minute trailer are already shouting to the heavens that Destiny is saved and is asking Bungie to just take your money and your virginity, I don't know. People that are really hyped, okay? You can feel however you want. You can spend your money on whatever you want, okay? I'm not your mommy. Do what makes you happy. That is incredibly important in life. But at the same time, I think what has to be realized is that sure, this all looks great, but Bungie actually has to deliver. They are very much still in the proving themselves to us stage to show us that these cool things they're showing off are actually cool. I think pretty much everything they've talked about adding is good. Weapon slots, the supers, tons of connected story bosses in the raid, in-game lore, Gambit, they seem to be putting an emphasis on PvE fun and craziness, random rolls, the Dreaming City, everything looks really great here, and I'm hoping Bungie still hasn't shown us everything they have in store yet. However, just because it looks great doesn't mean it actually will be. So I think it would be smart to maybe get a little excited, but don't completely bend over, make them prove it to you first. And then on the other side of the coin, I've seen people thinking that Bungie will just screw it up. I'm hoping they prove these people wrong, but I can see why those that do think this way, and honestly, not even mad. Bungie has continually not delivered, with a few exceptions when it comes to content drops like this. Being overly pessimistic is not something that I think is very fun or healthy, really, but if people want to feel this way, it's all fine with me. I've seen a few people disappointed that we're in the Reef, which is technically a place we've been before, I can get that, but personally I actually really like the setting. The artists always do an incredible job with this game, and this looks to be the best work they've done yet. Especially if everything about the raid changing as time goes on with tons of hidden places to go is as cool as it sounds. And you guys know I like cool things. And I remember last year making those lore videos on Eris and Uldren, theorizing what they're up to. If Eris is evil, if Uldren is in charge of the Fallen and stuff. There is very little known about the story. If you ask me, I think it's gonna suck, but we'll see. Either way though, on their website it says that long-lost Awoken secrets will be revealed. So who knows, maybe they'll connect those characters in this campaign, or at the very least, in the in-game lore. The only thing that I don't agree with when it comes to negativity towards the DLC is really the biggest one I've seen, that complains about the price of all this. On the surface level, I understand the frustration. If you've wanted to keep up with Destiny 2 since launch, you'd be paying a minimum of $100. And now they're asking for another $40 for Forsaken, that's a lot of fours, and another $30 on top of that for the annual pass. Personally, I like it when games become a service where there is constant free content funded by an in-game store. Other games that do this include, Rainbow Six, Warframe, Fortnite, Battlefield 5, and others. Destiny 2 has an in-game store, but yet it doesn't fund this DLC. Does that mean that Bungie doesn't make enough money off of Eververse to fund this content? Probably not, but maybe? I don't know. Maybe Activision is just trying to make more money than they need. There's really no way of knowing. Despite this, there is one thing that needs to be said. Now, I'm not going to come out here and be one of those people that tells you, if you don't like it, don't buy it, like many people in the comments always tell me. Okay, I hate those people. The thing that has to be considered, however, is that just because Destiny 2 wasn't good in your opinion, doesn't mean it didn't exist. Okay, it doesn't mean it should be free. Whether it was good or not, people put effort into the thing that was made. People put their heart and souls into these games. No one just up and decides to make a video game wanting it to be bad, okay? People can be incompetent, people can make mistakes, people can miscommunicate, people can have a big ego, but no one at Bungie wants Destiny to suck. If you have reservations, wait for more info, wait for reviews, hold off on buying the annual pass alongside of Forsaken. Make Bungie prove to you that the game is better before dropping another $70 on it. Destiny is a very ambitious game. Unlike games such as The Division or Anthem, Destiny was the pioneer, really, in this new genre. Sure, there's been games like Destiny before it, but not exactly. There was no formula for Bungie to follow. I think because of this, Destiny has had an identity issue, and I think Bungie's ideas for what Destiny should be clashed with what other developers making the game wanted and clashed with what the community wanted. Since Destiny tries to do so many different things at once, it's very hard, practically impossible almost, for it to be great to everyone that plays it. Personally, I've said it time and time again, I play Destiny to shoot aliens in the face. At this point, we should be at a place where Bungie can actually innovate their game, not just run around in circles adding things back from Destiny 1. Because of this, we don't have more planets, alien races, guardian classes, gameplay mechanics, mission variety, new damage elements, even though we totally should by now. But at the very least, Forsaken looks to bring back a fun factor that has been missing from Destiny 2. They don't seem to care if they add some ability or weapon that breaks the game. I have made so many videos on talking about how the Crucible, especially the push for the competitive scene, has ruined PvE fun and the feeling of power in the game. Sure, Crucible might suck with Forsaken, it might be completely broken. At the end of the day though, I don't really care. Bungie has put such an emphasis trying to get this game into esports that it has completely neutered customization of weapons, armor, and subclass trees, and many more things for a long time. It has become a game with practically no powerful feeling weapons and gear, in a game that's supposed to be all about collecting powerful weapons and gear. If Forsaken can fix this and make me feel how I did when I ran the holy trinity of Fatebringer, Black Hammer, and Gjallarhorn in Destiny 1, I will love Destiny again. This is Bungie's last chance. They can't afford to have Forsaken flop. They can't afford to have the quality drop off like it did after the Taken King or the release of Destiny 2. This is their Game 7, it's win or go home. I really hope they can deliver. I know a lot of people out there might think I hate Destiny, but I don't, not at all. If Destiny didn't exist, I wouldn't have this channel and all the cool opportunities I've gotten because of it. I wouldn't have met all my friends that I game with. I wouldn't have been able to meet other awesome Destiny YouTubers and streamers. I would be less open to playing different types of video games in general, really. Destiny has given me a lot. It's a game that, besides Uncharted, I have the most memories with. Sure, it's not my favorite game, not even top 5 or 10 probably at this point, but it's one that I just want to see succeed. It's one that I have invested the most care into by far. Will Forsaken deliver though? I guess there's only one way to find out. So guys, those are my thoughts, or really just ramblings on Destiny 2's upcoming Forsaken expansion. What do you guys think? Will Forsaken save Destiny? It certainly won't put it in a position where it should be at this point in time, but I personally do think it certainly can reinvigorate this player base and push the game in the right direction. Make sure to let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, if you could please leave a like. If you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.